Welcome to another edition of Africa Sideways, coming to you from Swellendam in the mountain area of the Western Cape. And what better car to have than the Ford Everest? Very, very capable, extremely good clearance. This has got the 2.2 litre engine. First time I've driven it with a 2.2. Very economical, plenty of power, and a bit of a goer. These are made in South Africa now, which warms the cockles of my heart. Nice to buy local products. This has got the four-wheel drive, no low range, no funny business, but with this diesel engine and good traction, and they finally put some decent tires on here. Got some 18-inch Contis, not these super low-profile jobs I can't stand. That's a good thing about the car being made in South Africa. You get a few personal touches. Anyway, we're going to give it a bit of a spin. For my money, the best value for money, best SUV, only R500,000 rand. Okay, let's see how she does on gravel. Hasn't put a foot wrong on tar. The 2.5 litre really does the 2.2 litre does the business. I thought it might be a bit underpowered, but that is not the case. This is all-wheel drive, no low range, but haven't needed it. Cruises nicely on the highway, does about 140 comfortably. Quite economical. You're looking at about 10 litres, 100 k's. Kids love it. Coming down the hill here in Swellendam. Beautiful. The suspension's definitely better. Made in South Africa. It's made for South Africa, in South Africa. The first Everest that came out here was a little bit naff, but there's nothing naff about this. It even puts the camera out of sync. Proper like a chopper. 3-ton towing capacity. Plenty of room here in the cabin for the cat and the dog and the whole family. Simplistic elegance. Loving these tires, proper tires on an SUV for a change. Well done, Ford. Boot's a little bit small with all 7 seats down, but once you put that down, you suddenly got massive space. So if you're not carrying a lot of kids, it's like a panel van. What I like about this, so easy to operate, just 1, 2 done. Back passengers get to choose their vents as well. Plenty of ventilation and another setup here, so your passengers can't complain about being too hot, that's for sure. Plenty of ground clearance, about 240 mils. This is like driving a big old truck, body on frame. One of my favorite SUVs in the world. Here we are on the tar. I thought at first that the 2.2 litre might be a little underpowered, but it certainly isn't. It feels pretty much similarly powered as a 3.2 litre. Made in South Africa, made for South African conditions. I can feel it. It feels tougher than the first model. Granted, the first model I drove was the premium, but still, it's all there, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go off the line. That's all you need, and it's very, very economical. I drove back from Swellendam, took the scenic route via Mulcast on the pontoon. I couldn't even get through half a tank of petrol, and there was gunning it uphill, obviously within the speed limit, but giving it a bit of tickle. That's all you really need, and it gives you 10 litres for 100 k's on something that can tow 3.5 tons It can get you up most mountainsides. Probably grade 3 off-road it can do. Grade 4 and 5 you generally need a low-range gearbox, but yeah, it's very, very solidly made. This, you got all your gizmos here, your climate control. What I like about this car, I'm a bit of a numpty, so it might have sat nav, but I can't find it. But it's got a compass. I mean, what more do you need than a compass? Your climate control. It's got vents in the back, so your back seats. This is a 7-seater, great family wagon. I took the pensioners for a run in it. They absolutely loved it. Just a bit of a problem with a big ground clearance for an older person. If you're over 80, it might not be the car for you because it's quite difficult to get into. But anybody that's able-bodied, it's not a problem. You got a stepping board there. You really got a beautiful peripheral vision in this vehicle. And this particular one's about 500,000 Rand, which is not that much for such a lot of car. I'm not sure how much that is in dollars, probably about $30,000. This is probably similar to, what are the big SUVs in the Ford there? It's the Explorer and the Expedition and all that good stuff. Cornering. It's all there with the all-wheel drive, and then you bury it. No wheel spin. Very, very planted all-wheel drive system on this. Power to weight ratio is all you really need. Very simple. It's got a sports mode, so you can go into. There's no Tiptronic. I like it. The sports mode's here. You can go up and down on the gearbox. Very, very good cruise control. It's not active, but it keeps the speed on gravel. This is the first cruise control that I've found that actually can hold. Normally, when you're driving on gravel on cruise control, you hit a bump or something, and then the cruise control comes off because it senses that there's something untoward happening. But this thing understands that if you're on a gravel road, there are going to be some bumps, and it takes that into account and actually keeps the cruise control on. So it really is a pleasure to drive. They haven't gone for the big rims, the 21-inch rims. They've gone for 18-inch rims. So decent tires on here, They got a decent set of Contis on here. If you do a lot of gravel roadings, I might put a more serious all-terrain or a mud-terrain tire on here. But really, as it is stock standard, you can go out on the gravel road and really enjoy yourself in this vehicle. When the Everest first came into South Africa, it was a bit overpriced because it was imported. Thankfully now they're making these all in-house. I think this is because of the success of the Ranger, which this is based off the Ranger chassis. So that obviously Ranger being one of the top selling buckies in South Africa, they thought, hang on, let's make the Everest here, make it 200,000 Rand cheaper. So now it's suddenly competing with what's actually a little bit cheaper than your. Yeah, that's I've still got it in manual. It's a little bit cheaper than your Fortunas of this world. There you go, and then you can just put it back into drive. Two nice cup holders here. You got all the bells and whistles. You can change if you want a little rev limiter there. Windscreen wipers are a little bit smaller. I'd perhaps like a bigger set, but they definitely do the job. Big 80-litre fuel tank on here, so you can get about 800 if you're driving conservatively. You could probably get 900 Ks off a tank. This 2.2 litre is really class leading. This is what the Ranger built its reputation on this 2.2 litre engine. Really remarkable stuff. This is definitely my most favorite Ford that I've driven in a long time, and I'm thinking car of the year with this one. It's got everything. It's got affordability, it's got simplicity, it's got drivability. I think the housewives are going to love this. It doesn't have a whole bunch of off-road gizmos that you're never going to use. When you get on the highway, turbo kicks in there and you're at 100. You know, what more do you need? Very, very comfortable. One of the lighties from my kids' class is quite a particular sort of perfectionist guy. He likes clean, he likes luxury. He jumps into this, he said, first class. And I think that is the best best compliment you can give any car is to say this is like being in a first class aeroplane. Plenty of room, leather seats, great air conditioning, and you're not going to be paying through your nose, and it's off-road ready. Just with this all-wheel drive system, I think you can get up most mountains. You're going to get through every single gravel road you go on. Perfect for the Cedarburg, perfect for Pavianskloof, perfect to see the beautiful spots of South Africa. Decent sound system on this car. It's not going to burn your ears off. It's not a Bang & Olufsen sort of subwoofers in the back, but it's adequate. It does the job. You can get the job done in this car, but I prefer the sound of this. Oh, that's beautiful. And the brakes work too, because she's a big girl, so she takes a bit of stopping. All in all, one hell of a package. I cannot find a fault with this. 10 out of 10. The new Ford Everest 2.2 liter. Go get one.